The tale kicks off with a fearless car racer named Sonny Hayes, a man whose life has always been defined by danger, adrenaline, and speed. At this very moment, he's in the middle of a fierce high-speed competition. One of his rival teammates has just swept past him, and Sonny, unwilling to let defeat touch his name, refuses to back down. Instead of braking, he presses harder on the accelerator, forcing his car to scream down the straight with reckless confidence. His crew on the sidelines watches in panic, their hearts racing as they recognize this is classic Sonny, reckless, bold, but also unbelievably skilled. Through raw precision and sheer determination, Sonny surges ahead and reclaims the lead, proving yet again why his name carries weight in the world of racing. Over the team radio, he tells his partner bluntly, "Don't you dare lose this advantage." By the time the checkered flag waves, Sonny's aggressive gamble pays off. Victory belongs to his team. Yet Sonny has one peculiar habit. No matter how many wins he claims, he never so much as lays a finger on the trophies. For him, it isn't about legacy, prestige, or shining hardware. It's about cold, hard cash. Once his payment is in hand, he walks away without ceremony. This team had only hired him for one race, and now that he's delivered, his job is finished. Later that evening, while sitting in a small laundromat, Sonny is approached by a familiar face. Ruben, an old friend and owner of a struggling Formula One team. Ruben looks exhausted, burdened by the weight of colossal failure. His team is drowning, over $300 million in debt, sitting dead last in the standings. Out of 9 races remaining in the season, if his crew can't secure at least one victory, the board will shut the operation down entirely and sell it off to the highest bidder. That's why Ruben is here. He needs Sonny. But Sonny, living on his own terms, shows little interest. He shrugs it off, unwilling to tie himself down to a sinking ship. Ruben insists, reminding him that Sonny's experience is unmatched and that his other driver, a rookie named Joshua Pierce, doesn't yet have the skill to carry the team forward. Together, Ruben argues they might just have a fighting chance. When Sonny doesn't respond, Ruben tries a different tactic. He pleads. He reminds Sonny of the countless battles they fought together in the past, how he knows Sonny can still dominate if he chooses to. Finally, with desperation in his voice, he slips plane tickets into Sonny's pocket before walking away, hoping his old friend will reconsider. The focus then shifts to Joshua Pierce, the young rookie Ruben spoke of. Joshua is out on the track putting in practice laps. When he finishes, the crew huddles around the car, combing over every technical detail, looking for weaknesses to fix. The team's technical director, Kate, asks Joshua for feedback, but he can't give her anything useful. Despite being the driver, he lacks the deeper technical instincts that separate good racers from great ones. Later, Joshua's manager pulls him aside with harsh words. This team might collapse soon, and if that happens, Joshua's career could be over before it ever truly begins. He must prove his worth now, or he'll fade into obscurity. And right on cue, Sonny Hayes walks into the garage. Ruben beams with relief, thrilled to see him, though the rest of the crew looks unconvinced. Ruben announces Sonny will be taking a trial run. Grumbles ripple across the room. The team principal doesn't like it, the engineers don't like it, and Joshua certainly doesn't like it. Sonny smirks, unfazed. "Set Joshua's lap time as my target," he says. If I can't beat it by at least 1 second, I'll leave on my own. Confident and calm, he studies the car and the track, absorbing every detail. When Sonny heads out, the crew watches closely, even placing bets on whether he can pull it off. But as he accelerates, disaster strikes. The car spins violently mid-lap. Gasps erupt across the pit wall. But Sonny steadies the vehicle, corrects his line, and pushes forward again. At first, he's slower than Joshua. He struggles with the car's balance, testing its limits, feeling out its flaws. But then, in the final sector, he unleashes his full skill, pushing beyond the edge. The car slams against the barrier, sparks flying, yet Sonny climbs out without a flicker of fear. Instead of panicking, he immediately rattles off a list of mechanical issues and weaknesses he spotted during the lap. When the times are revealed, jaws drop. He's actually half a second faster than Joshua. The old man still has it. Meanwhile, Joshua stews in frustration. His manager urges him to polish his public image, but Joshua vents at home to his mother, confessing that if the team doesn't start winning soon, his seat in Formula One will vanish. Worse yet, now there's an old racer on the team threatening to overshadow him. Across the media, headlines explode. Sonny Hayes is back. Once a promising star, his career derailed 3 decades earlier by a devastating crash. He tried to return years later but failed, eventually ending up driving cabs in New York City. Now, incredibly, he's returning to the grid with a team that's never even cracked the top 10. Soon, a press conference introduces both Sonny and Joshua. Joshua, with a smirk, mocks the situation. Our team is now giving opportunities to grandfathers. Reporters then grill Sonny about his past, bringing up his gambling days and his 3 failed marriages. Sonny takes it all in stride. The time comes for their first real race. Sonny shows up to the track earlier than Joshua, laser-focused. Joshua's mother insists he apologize for his remarks at the press conference, and Joshua reluctantly delivers a stiff, insincere apology. Just before the race, Ruben introduces Sonny to Peter Banning, the only board member still rooting for the team's survival. As engines roar, Sonny sits in his car, suddenly questioning himself. Has he been out of this game too long? The formation lap begins where drivers warm their tires. But Sonny doesn't move forward. Commentators immediately pounce, saying he's lost his touch, that he doesn't understand modern cars anymore. Then suddenly Sonny guns it, accelerating hard. He lines up last on the grid and everyone realizes it was a trick. Now his tires are hotter than the rest, giving him an edge. When the lights go out, Sonny takes advantage, slicing through the pack and overtaking car after car, even slipping past a Red Bull. But once their tires heat up too, his edge disappears and they take their positions back. In the pits, Joshua's stop takes 7 seconds, Sonny's over 9. Frustration builds as both cars end up close together on the track. Joshua radios in, demanding Sonny let him pass. Sonny refuses, unwilling to give up a single inch. The 2 teammates begin fighting each other for position, and Ruben, watching helplessly from the pit wall, snaps in anger. In the chaos, Sonny and Joshua collide. Both cars are knocked out of the race. Joshua storms back to the garage, raging at the disaster. Sonny, calm as ever, tells him, mistakes happen. This one was yours. He also warns the team principal, never order me to give up position again. Joshua fumes, but when he sees cameras nearby, he plasters on a fake smile for the media. Sonny watches him and says, What exactly have you done to deserve showing off like that? None of the drivers out there respect you later as Sonny takes an ice bath. Ruben lashes out, furious for bringing him onto the team. Sonny brushes it off, turning the conversation toward Kate, the first female technical director in F1. Ruben warns she won't fall for Sonny's charm, but Sonny goes to her anyway, blunt and direct. "We can't match the top teams on the straights," he tells her. "Our only chance is in the corners." "I want the car rebuilt for that," Kate replies coldly. "I'll listen after you finish a race." What follows is a study in contrasts. Joshua spends hours on high-tech simulators practicing in digital perfection while Sonny trains the old-fashioned way, relying on instincts and muscle memory. Joshua scrolls social media, chasing fame, while Sonny jogs in silence, sharpening focus. Slowly, Joshua begins to study Sonny, realizing there's more to the man than arrogance. There's wisdom buried beneath. When the next race arrives, Joshua mutters to Sonny, "Maybe today we race like professionals." No theatrics, but as soon as the lights go out, the two are back at it, wheel to wheel. Then disaster strikes. Sonny suffers a puncture. He radios in, demanding soft tires. The team protests. The track is too hot. Softs won't last. Sonny ignores them. He refuses to push until they give him what he wants. Finally, they cave. Sonny switches to softs and storms back out. Then he deliberately bumps another car's wing, forcing a safety car. The field slows. Sonny ducks back in for a replacement wing. A few laps later, he does it again. Another safety car. This time, Joshua benefits. "Tell Joshua to keep pushing," Sonny radios. "Save his tires." Joshua is sitting in 10th on the brink of history. Then Sonny makes the ultimate sacrifice. He crashes deliberately, bringing out a third safety car. Joshua seizes the opportunity. His pit stop is flawless, under 3 seconds, and he emerges still in 10th. For the first time in team history, they finish inside the top 10. Cheers erupt, but Sonny turns to Joshua and says coolly, "Don't get too excited over 10th place." Kate, seeing his results, finally listens. She begins modifying the car based on his insights. The story moves forward to the Italian Grand Prix, where Sonny unveils his newest strategy. "Everyone's eyes will be locked on me," he tells the team. "My reckless style will be the distraction. Joshua will be the one climbing quietly through the pack." The race begins, and Sonny immediately sets to work, drawing attention with daring maneuvers, cutting off rivals and forcing small mistakes. His main target today, Max Verstappen. Sonny dogs him relentlessly, slowing him at key moments, blocking lines just long enough to give Joshua space to rise. It works. Joshua climbs all the way to P4. Then the skies darken. Rain begins to hammer the circuit. Conditions shift instantly and drivers scramble for wet tires. Joshua, however, chooses to stay out. With surprising control, he pushes up into P2 on slicks while others pit. Sonny, still playing blocker, comes out of his own stop ahead of Verstappen. He deliberately slows him down, allowing Joshua to inch closer to the lead. Over the radio, Sonny warns Joshua, "Be patient, wait for the straight," but Joshua, desperate to prove himself, ignores the advice. He dives for the move too early. The result is catastrophic. A brutal crash sends Joshua into the barriers in flames. Without hesitation, Sonny screeches to a halt. He abandons his car and rushes to the wreck, yanking Joshua out moments before the fire consumes the cockpit. Paramedics haul Joshua away while the cameras capture everything. The next scene unfolds at the hospital where Joshua's mother confronts Sonny in fury. "You pushed him into this," she screams. "My son could have died because of you." Sonny tries to explain, but she won't hear it. To her, he's reckless poison. The media pounces too. Headlines declare Sonny responsible, that his influence corrupted Joshua into reckless choices. Reporters bombard him with accusations. Joshua, meanwhile, sits at home recovering, knowing he'll be sidelined for 3 races. Watching the chaos, he reflects quietly. Sonny hadn't told him to take that risk. He had ignored Sonny's warning, but no one else knows that truth. While Joshua heals, Sonny doubles down. Kate implements new car modifications based on his demands. Sonny rallies the team, calling it Plan C combat. The results follow. In the next race, he finishes 9th, then 7th, then 5th. Slowly but surely, the hopeless team begins climbing. For the first time, the mechanics, the pit crew, and the engineers believe they're fighting for something real. But Joshua, watching from afar, doesn't feel inspired. He feels jealous. 3 races later, Joshua finally returns. Before the next event, he notices something he hadn't before. The fans cheering louder for Sonny than for him. The jealousy festers. When the race begins, Joshua drives aggressively, chasing Sonny wheel to wheel. In a reckless flash, he collides with him, sending Sonny out of the race. The garage erupts in fury. Even Sonny loses his composure. He storms toward Joshua and shouts, "Don't you ever pull a stunt like that again? If you want to end your career, go ahead. I've seen thousands like you. Flashy kids who vanish as quickly as they appear. But don't you dare betray Ruben, and don't you dare betray this team." Kate watches silently from the corner, measuring both men. Soon after, the crew heads to Las Vegas. Both Sonny and Joshua receive mysterious invitations to a private meeting. It turns out Kate orchestrated it, determined to end their destructive rivalry. She sits them at a poker table. "We'll all be on the streets if you two don't figure this out," she warns. The cards become a metaphor. Who's bluffing? Who's holding back? Who's truly in control? During the game, she pushes them to talk about their problems. Sonny tells Joshua to ditch social media and stop chasing validation. "Focus only on racing," he advises. Joshua, fiery, insists he can handle both. In the end, Joshua wins the poker hand and storms off to a sponsor's party. After he's gone, Sonny reveals his hidden cards. He had actually won, but let Joshua believe otherwise. That night, Sonny wakes from a nightmare about his crash decades earlier. He steps out onto the balcony where Kate joins him. For the first time, he opens up. He recalls being young, fast, destined for championships, until that one crash destroyed it all. He lost everything: his career, his confidence, even his love for the sport. For years, he drove anything he could: cabs, rentals, test cars, chasing fleeting happiness. But in racing, there were rare moments where time slowed, his heartbeat calmed, and the world became crystal clear. "I'm chasing that feeling again," he admits softly. "I don't know when it will come, but I want to touch it one more time." Their quiet moment is interrupted by Ruben, who arrives with grim news. F1 officials have ruled that their car modifications violate regulations. Someone inside the team leaked secrets. Effective immediately, they must revert to outdated machinery. Ruben is furious. They had pre-approval. This is sabotage. But the board doesn't care. Their fate seems sealed. The race begins under impossible odds. Sonny doesn't even have his lucky deck of cards he always kept nearby. He drives recklessly, ignoring orders until the inevitable happens. Another brutal crash. At the hospital, Ruben visits him, breaking down. "Why do we even play this game?" he asks. He shows Sonny his medical reports, but they aren't new. They're 30 years old. Sonny has been racing with a fractured neck and permanent head injuries that risk blindness, paralysis, or death. By all rights, he should never have returned. Ruben finally breaks. "You're done, Sonny. As of today, you're no longer part of this team." Joshua overhears this from the hallway, stunned. He walks away, silently recommitting himself to training. Soon after, Peter Banning, the investor, visits Sonny. He reveals the truth. He orchestrated the sabotage. He forged documents to cripple Ruben's team so he could take control. But Sonny's return made the team marketable again, attracting buyers. Peter offers him a deal. "I'll build a new team. You'll be team principal. Ruben will get an honorary role, nothing more. Together we'll chase the next championship." Sonny listens but doesn't answer. The scene shifts to the final race of the season. Joshua, preparing with his crew, confesses to his mother that the crash months earlier was his fault. He ignored Sonny's advice. He dismisses his manager and resolves to focus only on racing. Before the race, he leads the crew on a morning jog, imitating Sonny's ritual. Meanwhile, Peter prepares to finalize his hostile takeover. Ruben looks defeated, but then Sonny reappears. He brings a legal document waiving the team of all responsibility for his health. "Forget the paper," Ruben says, but Sonny won't back down. "Even if it kills me, I'll race." Just then news arrives. The supposed incriminating documents against them were proven fake. Their modified cars are reinstated. Peter is blindsided as Sonny suits up for one last fight. The final race begins. On track, Sonny feels jolts of pain through his battered body, but he pushes on. As always, his role is to play the guardian, slowing down leaders so Joshua can climb. Against the odds, Joshua takes 1 peso, but with old tires, he's vulnerable. Ferrari and Mercedes close in and Joshua is forced to pit. Ruben's hope begins to collapse again. Then fate intervenes. George Russell collides with Sonny, and though brutal, the crash triggers a red flag. The race is halted. Every car gets repaired. More importantly, every car, including Sonny's and Joshua's, receives fresh tires. Ruben calls it a miracle. Rumors swirl that Sonny caused it deliberately, but after review, he's cleared of wrongdoing. The restart comes with Hamilton in P1, Leclerc in P2, Joshua in P3, and Sonny right behind in P4. With fresh rubber, the underdogs charge. Together, Sonny and Joshua overtake Leclerc, leaving only Hamilton between them and glory. Sonny makes the decision. One last sacrifice. He blocks Hamilton, buying Joshua the opening. Joshua seizes $1, but Hamilton, a champion to the core, refuses to yield. He claws back, challenging Joshua. The duel escalates until Hamilton and Joshua collide violently, knocking both out of the race. Silence falls across the circuit, and then Sonny emerges in P1. Alone on the track, battered but unbroken, he flies like lightning. In those final laps, he feels it. The clarity, the calm heartbeat, the peace he has sought for decades. When he crosses the finish line, victory is his. The garage erupts. Joshua, though sidelined, smiles. Ruben secures 3 more years of funding. Peter's scheme collapses. The impossible has been achieved. But even in triumph, Sonny remains unchanged. He refuses to touch the trophy. He simply nods goodbye to Kate, turns his back on the podium, and walks away into the shadows. His deal is done, his chapter closed. And with that, the story ends. A tale of redemption, rivalry, sacrifice, and a man who chased not glory but the fleeting peace only speed could bring.